Hello everybody, Burnedoutguy here, and welcome back to Foundry, episode 2 of XenoTech update. Alright, so they want us to research transport bots at the assembly shipping, blah blah blah. Alright, well, let's start talking with this guy here. What do you want? Automated power. I did that.
Automated power generation is the backbone of every factory.
Beep boop. Okay. Expand the smelters.
Okay, math genius. If it takes 8 small smelters to fill up a conveyor belt, then we'll build 8 for each metal ore.
8 for each metal ore. All right. Cool. Okay. So what we have to do now is research stuff, huh? Let's start with the inventory. That's another inventory size. Really? Let's get those over and done with. Then we got this analyzer, artifacts. We'll do that just for fun. Then we got some decors, transport bots. These are the ones that they want us to do. I'll cancel that one for now. Science pack number 2 after that. Signs, railings. Might not do all this decor stuff afterwards too. Like, why not, right? Ladders, lights. I guess if we can kind of make things pretty, we'll do it. All right, let's start off the episode with like that, and we'll kind of work slowly our way into doing things, right? But everything seems to be good. Probably gonna have to add more smelters and stuff like they were saying. They said 8 smelters on each. That would be kind of crazy. Hey little buddy, you're gonna have to move though. Like pick up. Yeah. Bring you, I guess, right to here. Probably more enough than 8. Cool. So we did unlock these storage containers. These are bigger personal ones, and these are the ones that we can actually put stuff in. Let's make a few of them. Okay, so now we get the transport bot assembly thing, that all done. What's that all about? Shipping pads? Do we have to actually place one of these down? Is that what they want us to do? Oh, we also have to repair a hangar bay. Okay. All right, let's go down to that thing over here. Space station. Upgrades. Okay, so now we're gonna do the hangar one. Repair the basic hangar. All right, let's do that. Could you buy one small cargo ship? Planetary shipping. So we need to build one of those shipping pads. Okay. Okay, the shipping pad to deliver transport bots to the station. So they want us to right away to start making these transport bots, huh? Robots, these things here. Okay. I think before we get into that, I want to get into something else for infrastructure wise. I think I'm going to get into like making like a store where we can just go and buy whatever we want here. Like grab it out of a freaking chest. Kind of like what I'm getting at. That way I'm not constantly creating and making stuff. The last time I did this game, I started making kind of a store, but I didn't really go full out on it. But this time I think I'm gonna go full out on it just to make the game more fun. And less time me waiting here on my guy crafting, because he's kind of inefficient as to oppose all the machines, right? When you can get like 5 machines making the same thing that you're making once. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. We're going to, I think, start it off up here. And this will give us also a reason to use all these decor stuff, so that way we can kind of like separate things, right? So what I am thinking, I think the first one is definitely going to be making floors, right? Because that's just going to be our expansion from this point on. So we'll obviously split the belt off and have them come over, and this will be like the beginning of our bus. And then probably like right around here we'll start building a new platform, and this will be like our new store, right? We'll have stuff sent over this way, and we'll make a store section way over here. Kind of going off into a different direction as to the bus that we're going to use for like science and all that kind of stuff, right? So kind of separate things up a little bit, because we're going to have like one production line for all the store stuff, and I guess one production line for the science and making of the robots, right? So we're gonna have a lot of materials that need to be gathered. Good stuff. I like all that research is coming in pretty fast. So let me stop blabbing and start building, and yeah, that means I'm gonna need floors. Daniel. All right, so first we need to upgrade our smelting system. So I put the 8 that they wanted, so now we have 8 smelters going out here. So I don't know how fast, because look at the, maybe we might need to put another one of those, right? Depending on, like, yeah, probably. I see it happening, because they're gonna get pretty far down at one point or another. It's gonna be farther. Yeah. All right, so we'll put one there, and it's going to be an output, so we'll do that there like that, and that should help probably quite drastically. So obviously keep these smelters going. I think that's what's going to be more important. So we'll do that for now. We'll copy the same thing, I guess, over here. There we go, and now we got the same thing going on for all the technium. So we should be good for this for a little bit. I just rated the belt, so it should be a little bit more fuller there. Start coming out here there. But yeah, it's a little bit better than what it was before. So we'll go up here and we'll start making a lot more of these here, because we're going to need a lot more. And that'll be the first order of business. We'll be making, we'll be definitely making those. All right, so this is what we got going on. We got our belts being split off over here. This is going to be our first kind of like split off thing. Oh, I guess I should replace these belts too. Where are they? Oh, I didn't do the split off for that one. Oh, that one didn't need one. Oh yeah, it does right here. There. Go something like this. Yeah, you know, that still works, so I'm not mad. That still works, so I'm pretty good with that. All right, eventually these are going to get split up and go over there. The reason why this belt is pretty empty right now is because I have 2 chests down here being filled up. That way I can continually create stuff. So that way I have a backlog to go back and pick things out to make things. Anyways, over here is where we're going to start our store. I think what's going to happen is we're going to go in a little ways. Say maybe something like this. Goes there. And for everyone, we're just going to have 5. I'm not going to do any more than that. I think 5 machines creating floors will be more than enough. And yeah, I think that'll be good. So, means I might have to reposition. Oh no, not that one. That one's good. Let's bring this down. Go to the halfway. And then I'll go here. You can go to the halfway. You shall put a downer here. To slope up. Do something here like this. Put in a splitter. And then we'll bring in the belt. And that can come off here like this to go to the next one. And then that can go here, which will fill up this belt. Correct? No. Why you no turneth? Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. Why you do that? There we go. Finally. Alright. That's gonna go there. And then we'll put in the... Everything will go with it. And then the outtakes, or the outputs, will be on the side. That's so funny. Inventing new words. Well, actually, isn't an outtake a word? Anyways, we'll bring these down to about here. And then I shall make a container for them. Right after that's being done. Okay. Take the container, we'll flip it so the panel's in the front. What am I doing? There we go, like this. And we'll make sure. But there you go. And this one will be for floors. So whenever I start sending over plates like this, I guess that box must be full down there now. That's good. So now this eventually will start making us all the floors that we need. Not bad. Didn't leave that much extra room at the end, so be able to recoup some of these floors, right? That's pretty good. And then we'll go through every single piece that we need to make here. And yeah. I wonder if I should like separate them by like logistics and all that kind of stuff. That would make sense. Like I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need any of the infrastructure stuff made automatically. Those are kind of like one-offs. So these kind of things I won't automate. I could automate like, you know, stuff like this. And then have every section their own little thing. So if I sit there and say, we'll go logistics and loaders will be like this side, and then maybe on this side of the shop we can have I don't know, the buildings like the energy and all the other kind of stuff buildings that we have, right? Because there are going to be different types of logistics stuff, and then storage and whatever I guess can go with logistics. That would kind of make sense. And then that way all the energy buildings will be on one side and all of the logistics stuff will be on the other side. I like the idea of that. So we'll start with infrastructure and logistics on this side and building stuff on that side. So that means I'm going to need a lot of platforms, which is cool. That's good. That's good. Little bit by little bit. And then this area will grow into be its own little thing. Because over time we're going to have upgraded machines, right? So the machines that we're creating here are all going to get upgraded, and it's going to be great. It's going to be good stuff. So let's slowly work forward to that, and I'll figure out the next part that we need. Is oh, I didn't set these up yet. I'm a friggin' tired. Here. There we go. was like, what's wrong? There we go. Now we're making floors. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I feel better. All right, so I'll make a bunch more floors, set up a little bit more infrastructure, so you gotta get the basic idea of how this is going to be. I don't need to go through every single part with you, I guess, in a sense. Like, we're just going to do floors, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. Shipping pads, I guess I could do those as well. Oh, you need emergency beacons for them? Wow, that's a kick in the knockers, huh? Okay. And emergency beacons are what? Just those. So do we do like an emergency beacon setup at the... Yeah, that would probably be better. That would be a good idea. And then split off and make those. Okay. Okay. We'll deal with that when we get there. All right, so now we're working in the next section. We got this going along pretty well. We have the conveyor belts that are going to get built here. What are they missing? They're missing plates, right? Because I took the plates back there. That's fine. And then those conveyor belts are also going to get shared through it here in order to make the slopes and the splitters. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to be all coming up online soon. Then we're just going to have to wait till we unlock the elevators and bring them up, and we'll find some way to make a bus home up this way and bring those items into a container that's up here. So that way we'll limit how many we're putting here, and we'll fill up the containers up there instead. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to work on the tier 2 science now that we have that unlocked. And yeah, I took the time to go and unlock it so that way we can start working on other things around here as well. So yeah, all right, let's do this. All right, so now that we got the science 2 up here and running, what we got going on here for science 2 is we have the floors being made. So all these floors get made, then they get outputted back here. Then the next thing that we're making over here is components, because those get put into this one over here. And then we're going to be making no, sorry, those components. Oh, did I screw this up? I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay, you guys are supposed to be conveyor belts. Conveyor belts are the components of that, so that's fine, actually. And the output of this one can just come up to here like this. And this one here can come up here. That. You can be programmed for science 2. Science 2. I guess 3 will be good enough. Alright, so now we'll go over this again. We have the floors being made. The output is at the back. This is making components. These are coming into here to make the floors, which I need to make an output here. Bigger. We're gonna have an output there. Those are gonna output the floors and that there. These are gonna come in here. Both get inputted into there. That's gonna make the science, and the output's gonna go there, loop around, and go into its own little science thing. So now we more or less just have to work on getting a lot more plates coming in, because this is just not enough. It's just trickling in like this, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh boy. Because one of the things is every time I run out of plates on myself to craft, I go downstairs and I grab what my reserves over there, and then that fills up before it feeds the rest of my production line. So yeah, it's kind of crappy, but it is what it is, right? So there we go. We got Science 2 up and running, which is good. Not making any yet because we're not getting enough plates. So let's go over and see if we can help remedy the situation on the plates here. So you guys just aren't pulling out enough by the looks of it. Oh, that's another good point. We're too far away. Okay, so what I've done here is I've added a bunch more miners going all the way around. So they'll feed whatever is needed, and they should keep this belt pretty full, which should keep all of these things going, hopefully, is the key. Eventually we'll get faster belts too, and that'll help, but at least we'll kind of solve a little bit of the temporary feeding problem for this. Hopefully the smelters stay smelting, and I wonder if I added a few more that could help too with all the, but the belt system is pretty slow, so I don't think that adding more would help. I think that's what we're just stuck at till we get faster belts. All right, so now remembering how science works, you need actually science in both science in the same machine. So when you go up the grades, you're gonna have to constantly feed all the different sciences into one machine, not into separate. So that being said, I'm just gonna drop those off like that, and at least you'll have science in there. And then for here, well, we'll just have to go and make sure we put the right inputs in. So all right, so that's good. So now if we go and we do some science, so let's say we queue up the next level conveyors, which would be great, and maybe the next level balancers, which will probably then unlock the next level slopes. Question mark? Where art thou? Let's see them. No worries, they'll pop up eventually, maybe. There. Now they're doing science, so Science 2. All right, so that's good. So let's wait around and have those unlocked, and maybe we can slowly start to upgrade some of our belts so we can have faster. At least the main bus belts is what I'm looking forward to upgrading at the moment. I probably don't want to upgrade like all the off-going belts. I'll just upgrade just the main bus for now. I think would be the best idea. Okay, so it gives you both together. All right, that's pretty cool. They're not separate upgrades. Awesome. Oh, nice. Research level 2 belts. Okay, so how do we do this? How do I want to do this? I know how to do it. It's just how do I want to do this at this point? Things are very lackluster when it comes to well, that's because I emptied the box again, right? So I don't know. Okay, this small is heading that way, which is fine, because in order to say like upgrade the belts, right, you have to throw the previous one on. So I'm thinking that maybe I should just like remove this, right, and send it back down that way. But then in order to create these ones, I need this one. Which means I'm gonna have to split it off and send another belt back that way. Yeah, it's kind of messy and complicated. And then each one of these has to send its contents back down this way to the next section. Hard to make a store in this one because like everything you're trying to make all the time, you're upgrading it. But we'll keep hammering away at this and we'll try to figure out something that's going to look nice in the end. So this end game thing might be just a pipe dream, where I have all the end game items probably come here, as to opposed of, yeah, I think that's what that's going to be like. All right, so we'll probably just make stuff in my own inventory for now, I guess. Upgrade the belts would probably be the right thing to do. Also, another thing I put down earlier too, and I started to check out, and I forgot that my microphone was on mute. So we have this Omni analyzer, and what you do is you put these Xeno things in here, the Xeno scrap, and you first have to like analyze one of them, and then it's going to give you this menu afterwards. And for the very first one was the short range scanner, so you needed just one Xeno scrap for that. But now we have to go and collect more of the Xeno scrap, and this is how we're going to upgrade more stuff later on. I'm wondering what if there's going to be more stuff tied to this or whatever, but probably once we feed it a Xeno crystal or something, we'll have other tiers or whatever. But yeah, that was kind of cool too. So that's the part of the XenoTech upgrade or whatever, so that's kind of neat. We'll have to check her out and keep an eye out for the Xeno stuff. So what I've been working on over here is I've been upgrading all the belts, so that way we put more ore into these smelters. Things are doing pretty good. I've been upgrading the belts most of the way up. I still have these ones over here to add the extractors on them. So once I get that done, well then the belt will stay even more full. But I don't even think it's having a hard time right now. I think it's doing very well, honestly. I think things will start backing up, but this might be just completely overkill for now, but it'll be back up in my opinion. And that's about it. So I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. In between episodes, I think what I'll do is I'll work on some of the infrastructure here for this, so that maybe we get more belts and all that good stuff. Other than that, we might even continue along with eventually figuring out where we're going to do the cargo ship and the landing pad and all that kind of good stuff. Right now, divvying up all of our stuff is pretty hard on resources. So I'm thinking maybe when it comes to doing the planetary stuff, I want to see if we can buy and sell our material as to oppose of mining it. So maybe eventually, if we get a good enough economy going here, maybe we can stop mining completely and just buy and sell everything we need. We'll see how that works, and then maybe I could avoid doing certain things later on because all we're going to do is buy and sell, and this is just kind of like the Kickstarter kind of thing. Also, this section over here too might change as well because I don't want it to be all so clumped up, so I might move it back a little bit and change it a little bit in between episodes and this stuff. So other than that, I think we're on the right path to success anyways. I'm just going to figure out a little bit more how I want this to go, more or less. Once I have a good vision of how I want this to be, then I think I'll be in better standings, right? But I do know I want to do the whole store thing, and I want to do like the whole business thing, right? I kind of want to separate the two in a way, so that way I'm not always constructing things like you see on my screen right now, right? So that way we can get ahead and we can stop worrying and focusing on such little things like me hanging around and building when I can be like crafting when I could be building stuff, right? So anyhow, I'll leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.